For if you live according to the flesh, you will die. But if by the Spirit you put to death the misdeeds of the body, you will live. Romans 8:13. Welcome back, chosen ones. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about crucifying the flesh and what it means to crucify the flesh, because I wanted to go over some not so obvious parts of crucifying the flesh. Because when we talk about this idea of crucifying the flesh, normally what's most common on what people normally think about, they think about drugs, sex, and alcohol. Those are our fleshly desires, just to basically get fucked up and to fornicate. That's what comes to mind on most people, fleshly desires. Some people think of money for fleshly desires or earthly ideas, right? But I wanted to talk about something not so obvious, because majority of Christianity ignores the Torah. And if you don't know what the Torah is basically just the Old Testament, the majority of the Bible, if you will, is the Torah, the Old Testament. And if you look at the Old Testament, there's a lot of war in the Old Testament. And I thought of this idea of crucifying the flesh, because I've been hitting the mats a lot harder than I did the last couple of years lately, just because I have a lot going on, and I quit smoking again, through Lent, and I've really been staying away from alcohol. I hit it hard this Lent season. Was I perfect the whole way through so far? No, I mean, I failed like a bunch of times, and instead of thinking of as a failure, I think of it as almost success. It's like, okay, I screwed up a little bit here, but let's keep going. Just because I slip a little bit doesn't mean I just throw in the towel. Like, if I would have thrown in the towel, Lent would have been over on day 3, and I'd still be smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. But I didn't let that happen. It's just like, and I slipped here and there, and I kept slipping. I'd take a little puff of the vape, but ultimately I just woke up the next morning fighting the same demons I fell asleep to. And at the end of the day, now I'm coming out on top. But that's aside from the point. Let's get back to the video. Crucifying the flesh. The other day I was in practice, right? And I was rolling, right? And that's what we call sparring at jiu-jitsu, is rolling. And my gas tank was out, man. And I was rolling with Tim, another purple belt, right? And he passed my guard, got me to side controls, flattening me out like a freaking pancake, man, and turning me into a Jonathan potato pancake with my German ass. And it just basically felt like I was stuck inside a plastic bag and couldn't breathe. That's essentially what it feels like. If you've never done jiu-jitsu or wrestling, you haven't had somebody on top of you that really knows how to put the pressure on and force themselves to become heavier than they really are. That's basically what it feels like. It's like being trapped inside of a plastic bag and you can't escape. And anyway, Tim started putting on the choke, right? And my coach saw, right? And I had nothing left in me. Nothing. I was gassed out. I was just ready to freaking die. And then my coach saw me lifting up my hand to tap, and he started screaming at the top of his lungs, like, "Jonathan! Don't you dare tap to that weak-ass choke, you motherfucker! Boha! Boha!" Screaming at the top of his lungs. Like telling me I better find a way to sweep this motherfucker right now. Screaming at me. And I'm freaking going out, dude. I'm barely freaking conscious. Can't even breathe. I'm gassed out. And I'm falling asleep right there on the mat. And he's screaming like, "Jonathan, don't you dare let that motherfucker choke you like that." And long story short, I crucified my flesh. My flesh wanted nothing more but to just freaking lay down and die. I just wanted to give up. I had nothing left in my gas tank. I was just I was lifting my hand up. I was just ready to tap. I just wanted to the rolling session to be over with. And again, it says right here that if you put to death the misdeeds of your body, and I had several misdeeds before that. Like, I'm not even talking about just like, you know, beer, smoking, or whatever. Like, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about, like, I let him pass my guard. It's a misdeed of the body. I let him gain side control and put on the pressure. It's a misdeed of the body. I let him start tying up on my collars and start putting on the choke. Another misdeed of the body. But in that moment, when I had nothing freaking left, put to death the misdeeds of my body, like whatever, and kind of let the Spirit take over, you know? So my coach was screaming at me, like I had to. I couldn't tap, like I couldn't tap in front of my coach and deal with them and going, Boha! Boha! You fucking moron! Like, you know, I couldn't just let that happen. But somehow, I don't even remember exactly what I did, how I got the sweep, or what happened at all, because I was pretty blurry. But long story short, I was able to get him off me, sweep him, get back on top, and soon enough the roll ended without me dying. Like, I'm still here. Like, thank God. I mean, would my coach have let me die on the mat? I mean, I certainly hope not. I don't think he would just let me die out there. But, like, long story short, he was able to push me past that breaking point, past that point of the fleshly desire to just friggin' give up. I had, like, my flesh wanted nothing more but to just die. Like, I couldn't even take it anymore. But he was able to yell at me to the point where I was able to kick my leg out, starting to come back to me a little bit, stand back up, get back to my feet, take him back down again, get on top. I think he ended up sweeping me again, but anyway, like, I was able to finish the roll without, you know, having to tap again. So, God bless you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You know, there will be some more jiu-jitsu related content as I come out, but I really like to have this channel focused on God and Jesus Christ. But keep reading your Bible, guys, and just remember, crucify your flesh. By that, I don't mean to cut off your hand or any, you know, crazy, stupid ideas, but I'd like to look at the Bible, look at your real life, and where are you crucifying your flesh? Or where are your fleshly desires currently? Let me know what's going on with your life down in the comments. What's some fleshly desires you're currently working on pushing away? Or what, maybe it's sloth, maybe it's envy, could be anything. Peace be with you.